Hey, I'm with Heath Mullican of the Techology Show. We're here at Wesleyan General Conference 2012 in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm here with Pastor Mark Wilson from Hayward Wesleyan Church in Hayward, Wisconsin. Gave just a moving devotional this morning. Mark, you talked about church revitalization. Your blog is revitalizeyourchurch.blogspot.com. You've been blogging for a long time. Coming out of this conference, what can our church do to empower local churches and local people to turn their church around and get it moving?
Yeah, I think that one of the things is for the rural people to have an exterior mindset rather than just thinking about themselves. I think a lot of times churches get in this small thinking mindset, kind of the meagerness kind of mindset that we can't do anything, we're just a small community, we can't do much, blah, blah, blah. And really the biggest thing is an attitude change. So saying like from the small place, what can we do to touch the world? Like if you take a globe and you put your finger on any point in the globe, the most remote place, I mean, like it can be like the center of the world. You can touch the whole world from there. And people in our town, like in our little town, they have stuff from all over the world, like even just on their bodies, like our shoes are from Bangladesh, our shirts from Mexico, my belt's from India, but somehow it made it just in this just in my own body. And so like if all that stuff could be imported to us, couldn't we export faith and holiness, revival from the small town? So like I was in this restaurant in Manhattan, New York, the largest city in America. And I was sitting there, and they brought a steak to me. There's a Wesleyan brother who owns the restaurant, and so he took me there. And so I'm sitting there, there's this big plate, and there's a steak. The steak was from a farm in Nebraska. There's a potato. There's from a farm in Idaho. There's corn from a farm in Indiana. There's a little roll with from wheat from a farm in Kansas. And so all those rural areas were right there in the heart of the largest city in America, just on this little plate right in front of me. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could somehow turn it around? Like we could be the faith farmers, that we would bring small town values. Like, oh, think about this for a minute. Have you ever heard anybody say, let's get back to big city values? No. Nobody ever says that. It's small town values, like character and rootedness and understanding the seasons of life and frugality and faith and like revival. Like, do you know that like all of the great revival movements, like everyone except for maybe one or two that are recorded in history, they were all were launched from rural and small towns, rural areas and small towns. And God can do it again. See, I believe a revival is coming to America. We need it desperately. And I believe that the small town rural place is going to be the epicenter of it. And I can hardly wait for that to happen.
Well, not only can a rural church have an impact on a small town, but a rural pastor can have an impact on a denomination around the world. Mark is the author of Filled Up, Poured Out, How God's Spirit Can Revive Your Passion and Purpose. Mark, we talked the other night, and you said, once you write a book, it's kind of out there, and you're kind of like, okay, what next? What's been the response to the book? I know personally, I have not finished the book because it has been so powerful to me. I've had to eat it in small chunks, but it has literally filled me up in great ways. What's been the response to the book, and what stories are you hearing from it?
I'm just beginning to get stories now, letters and emails and stuff from people. Just in the last couple of weeks, it's really where it just started coming in. Just about every day, something's coming in the mail now, and it's humbling, but yet rewarding, because I see that pastors and that some of them are struggling and just discouraged or burned out, or church leaders, like maybe Sunday school teachers, people like that. There was a pastor that bought the book, and then he bought for a whole bunch of pastors that he knew, just because he felt like it helped him a lot. And there's another guy that told me that there's a group of pastors that are going to be going through the book together, a Sunday school class I just heard about last week, that they're using it as their guide. I had no idea it was going to be a Sunday school curriculum. Right. So it's just been kind of neat to see how it's going out there. Just kind of right now, it's just sort of permeating. It's like salt or light yeast,
He's Pastor Mark Wilson. You can read his blog at revitalizeyourchurch.blogspot.com. His book is Filled Up, Poured Out, and you can get that at wphonline.com. Mark, thanks for your word today and your work and your inspiration to all of us.
Glad to do it. Hey.
See you guys later.